What's going on, Lions Den family? Hey, welcome back to the channel. You already know it's another beautiful day for some motivation. So let's go ahead and get into the video. But before we get into the video, that's right, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on those post notifications. That way you are aware of any time that I post or even go live. You never know, maybe going live soon. But hey, another thing I want to say, make sure you leave a comment below. Comment anything that you want me to personally speak on, any topics or any questions that you may have, and I will be sure to get to it. But hey, let's go ahead and get into the video for today.
Walking like I talk it, yeah, I walk it. Yeah. Flowers never grow without some water.
All right, so we're gonna start today's video off like this. We're gonna start with a question, right? I want you to think about, be it in a relationship, friendship, familyship, in a conversation, right? Just think of a conversation, right? In any one of those parts of your life where you have been in, right? And you started to express your feelings. You started to share how you feel. You started to open up. You started to vent. And immediately the person starts to excuse your feelings to validate their own. That's what we're going to be talking about today. I want you to think about that. Or when have you done that? Because I'm going to be honest with you, that's something I had to work on. You get what I'm saying? And if I'm not careful, I could still be in that place, right? So, and speaking of that, there are a lot of times where we're having these conversations, be it us or someone else. We're going to someone or someone else is coming to us. And they're letting us know either how we made them feel or we're letting them know how they made us feel, right? And instead of listening, instead of hearing the person out, instead of trying to understand the person, instead of trying to understand why they feel the way that they feel, we immediately get into this place of defense, right? Because the truth of the matter is that oftentimes a lot of us, we don't like to feel that we are either hurting people, and obviously we as people, we don't like to feel hurt, right? But it doesn't make it okay for us to overlook how someone else is feeling just so that we don't feel bad about ourselves, just so that we don't feel bad about the pain or the hurt or the abuse or the shame that we may have caused them, right? It's not a moment for you to dismiss their feelings when they're confessing them, when they're sharing them with you. It's not a moment for us to do that. That's a moment for us to take into account what a person is feeling. Why is it that you're feeling this way? What is it that I did so that I can work on it and I can be better, right? So I can make sure that I'm not doing that again, or vice versa, right? And it happens more often than we think, right? And I was thinking about this topic as God put it in my spirit, and it really got me to thinking about myself, right? It got me to thinking about how I have done that so many times, right? How I have literally dismissed what somebody felt or what they were saying to me. And even in a sense, I'll take it this far, even flipped it to where it's like, nah, you were in fault. You get what I'm saying? Because I felt like this, right? To where I made it about me, to where it was like selfish of me, right? To literally dismiss them and to, in a way, say to them without actually saying that what you're saying to me right now, I don't really too much care about it or care to receive it. And I just want you to know how I feel. It's a narcissist mentality. It's a mindset that we have to get free of, right? And it's one that I thank God for, healing me from, and constantly, even today, working on me, to constantly stay out of that place, right? Because we have to realize that it's more than just about us. Our feelings are not the only feelings that matter, right? Our pain is not the only pain that's validated, right? Other people's pain matters. Other people's feelings and emotions, they matter. They count, right? And we have to allow people that space, that room to express that, because if we don't, that's where it leads people to those states of depression. That's where it leads people to those states of suicide, to those states of anger, to those dark, negative places, is because when anytime somebody feel like I am not being heard, I can't be heard, or what I feel isn't enough or it isn't validated, it sends them into a place of spiraling. So what I want to do with this video is I want to encourage you that as you find yourself in those moments of those conversations, communicating, be it with your spouse, communicating with your friends, your family, even people you work with or people you may even see out in the world, right, as you're out. I want you to learn how to listen. Don't listen to respond, listen to understand. Listen to understand where a person is really at and where they're coming from. Listen to understand the true matters of their heart, right? Listen to understand where you may have fallen short so that you can use that as an opportunity to be better, to propel yourself, to being a better communicator, to being a better listener, and to ultimately being a better version of who God called you to be, right? I thank God again, like I say, that's something I struggled with. It's something I had to come to grips with and to realize and to learn that, I'm really out here doing that because all I was thinking about again was myself, right? All I was thinking about is, well, this is how I felt. And thinking that how I felt was the only way or how I felt was the only thing that mattered, when in reality it wasn't. And so God had to keep letting me go through these things and find myself in these places, until I could learn to see beyond just myself. Now, I'm not saying that how you feel or what you feel or what you may go through doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just trying to help us, to become better communicators, to become better listeners, right? Man, it's so amazing what God does, man. Look at this. So beautiful. Just to be able to walk on the beach, man, and just to, feel the water on your feet, man, as you're walking. But anyways, it's to help us, to become better, man. It's to help us to understand people, especially the ones that we love, right? Even if you don't love them, especially the ones that we love, especially the ones that we say that we care about, right? That's a sign of showing that you care, showing that you're willing to listen, showing that you're willing to understand where they're coming from, showing that you're willing to validate their feelings and their emotions. Even if you may not agree with them, that's not your business. Your business is to, again, be understanding, be compassionate, be graceful, show mercy, show love, show kindness, and show forgiveness, right? That's what it's about. That's why you have a lot of friction. That's why we have a lot of, arguments. That's why we have a lot of disagreements, basically arguments, whatever. But that's why we have a lot of problems, within relationships, is because no one wants to hear the other person. No one wants to validate what the other person is feeling and understand what that person is feeling, right? No one wants to do that. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to express. Everybody wants to, well, what about me? Or woe, it's me, right? So I thank God for this topic. It has truly helped me a lot, and it still helps me every day, to be open to this, to be open to knowing and understanding and learning that, it's not just about me. My approach now when I'm going into conversations and I'm talking and I'm hearing, people out and what they're saying, whether it be, something of what I did, or even if, they're coming to me to vent, about something that they're going through with somebody else. My thing now and what I do and what I have learned through the grace of God is to just be an ear to hear, right? to hear, right? Because you learn more, and I love this, right? You learn more by listening than you do by talking, right? You learn way more by listening than you ever will by talking. So sometimes you just gotta stay quiet, turn up your listening ears, listen with the intent to understand. Again, not to respond, not to deflect, not to defend, not to be offended. You get what I'm saying? Just listen and be open. Have an open heart, have an open mind. You know, just be open. And it's okay. It's okay if you may have done something, right, to somebody. Or if somebody has done something to you, it's okay, right? It doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you a flawed one, right? And we're all flawed, essentially. And we all got still growth to do. We still got growing to do. You know, we still got learning to do. And we still got some things that we got to overcome, right? But when someone, again, comes to you and they're expressing themselves, don't take that as a moment to start beating up on yourself, start making yourself feel bad, you know what I mean? Like start tearing yourself down. That's not what that moment is for. Again, that moment is for you to understand so that growth can take place, so that healing can take place, deliverance can take place. That's what that moment is about at the end of the day. So I thank God again, you know, for this topic. I hope and pray that something was said that will encourage y'all, you know, as you find yourself dealing with conflict or even being that ear that somebody needs. You know what I mean? Going forward, I hope and pray that something was said that will help y'all and encourage y'all, again, to be that good listener, that great communicator, that God knows you are, that I know you are, and that you should know that you are. Again, you don't have to excuse somebody else's feelings to validate your own. It's okay to accept their feelings and the truth of what they're telling you about how you may have made them feel, about how something has made them feel, or even about how someone else has made them feel, and be okay with that. And again, just be open. But other than that, man, God bless y'all. God bless y'all. God keep y'all. God cover y'all. God strengthen y'all, shield y'all, save y'all, and protect y'all. Hey, look, make sure y'all go check out all the other videos that I've been uploading. It's a message in it for you. I can promise you that. God has been really speaking. God has been really pouring into me. And it's a blessing. It's an honor to be able to be a vessel, you know, that God can use, you know, to pour out into, you know, the world that we live in. For those that are broken, those that are lost, those that are damaged, those that need healing. It's an honor to be a vessel that God can use. It ain't about me at the end of the day. As I always say, it's all glory to God at the end of the day. For God alone gets the glory. I don't do this for any selfish reasons. This is so that God can be glorified. This is just so that people can know that there is a better way, that there is a healer, there is a deliverer, and there is a savior that's out, that's waiting to save you, that's waiting to heal you, that's waiting to deliver you, and that there is a better way of living that's waiting on you to show up. So as I always like to say, be encouraged, get inspired, and stay uplifted. And until next time, again, don't forget, like, subscribe, comment below any topics or any questions you may have, and I will make sure that I address them. But God bless y'all.
Wisdom is for free, but yet it's overpriced. And I never seen success happen overnight.